Vikings Chargers kicking off here shortly, and we're here just a little bit early to get a jump on some questions that might be related to this game and your Week 8 outings. We're also talking about Chris Olave, Breece Hall, Kenneth Walker, running backs, wide receivers potentially on the move. We're breaking it all down and more. File on in. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
So, you got to decide whether you're starting Jordan Mason tonight. Are you starting Vidal? Probably two pretty decent starts given the Bimageddon that we're dealing with right now. Lots of buys, lots of injuries, lots of reasons to get a guy like Vidal into your lineup, especially with, the steadily improving offensive line in LAC. As far as Jordan Mason and Aaron Jones, Jordan Mason is still a solid touchdown play and still a solid play in probably dire straits. I mean, I had to comb through. I barely have time to manage half of my teams that I do. More than half. I don't even have time. I need to have an intern. I need to have Gump. I don't know where Gump's been. Gump handle and control all my teams as my intern. I don't know. But as I comb through quickly 8, 9, 10 rosters, I was like, everybody's on a bye. Everybody. I have like 4 or 5 guys in my lineup per team that's just straight on a bye. So I can't imagine someone having the luxury right now of not starting a Jordan Mason should you have Jordan Mason on your roster. Feels like he might be a running back 1 this week. I literally had 4. Every team I pulled up just completely faded, grayed out 4 or 5 guys in my lineup. And then I go to my bench to swap them out. 3 or 4 guys on the bench grayed out. This is an absolute Bimageddon travesty. Good pickups this week. I mean, honestly, I was combing through waivers, and I picked up Justice Hill in a couple leagues. I picked up Shepard. I picked up some guys. I don't even know if they're going to play. But it is a crazy. I'm starting Tucker in one game. Hopefully, he does something. I don't know. Bed Bath & Beyond. I don't know if we'll have time, but we'll dig through some of the waivers. Let me get through some of the super chats here, and then we'll get into kickoff talk as well. First super chat of the evening was from Not Like Aaron. Not Like Aaron says, should I trade Tyler Warren away? I already have Fannin and Gadsden. If so, who could you get? Straight up running back. I'd probably say a good running back comparison, a comp, a player you could swap 1 for 1, which sometimes the 1 for 1 trades work well in these scenarios. Sometimes they don't. It depends. I would say, Javonte Williams would be somebody I would strive for. Derrick Henry off the bye, very fantastic play for Tyler Warren. I believe Chase Brown's a little low. Breece Hall feels a little low. ETN and something could make sense, but there's a lot of risk there. Dowdle and something makes some sense, but I don't think I'd do Dowdle straight up even for Tyler Warren. Tyler Warren, to me, is maybe the number 1 tight end in fantasy football. So I'm going to say make sure you're swinging big or Ron, appreciate you. PPR Worthy. What was this question here? Worthy, QJ, or Diggs this week? I mean, I think QJ's the safest. I think Worthy's always going to have the upside and risk factor. That's just a blend of 1 week you love it, 1 week you hate it. Whereas QJ feels like he's been pretty steady, and if he's playing and healthy, I think you probably go with him. Chat, vote QJ or Worthy in the chat, please. Start 2, Pittman, Keenan Allen, Ladd. Probably Pittman and one of the wide receivers. I don't mind putting Ladd on the bench in this scenario for 1 week as you await a little bit of that unfolding. And it's Thursday night. To start 2 Thursday night guys might be a bit too much, but I don't mind that. Either way, this is very close. I just think I'd hedge here a little bit. So Keenan and Pittman's probably your safest play. I do love Ladd, though. If I could trade like Keenan Allen or Pittman in a 2 for 1, get rid of one of them with another player to upgrade, I would certainly look at that. Gadsden tonight or Pitts. I'd probably go I'd probably go Gadsden if it's me and roll the hot hand. Pitts did well, but Pitts doesn't feel like is capable of Gadsden of having the monster outing. So I think I'd probably go that route. Stream Wentz, Mariota, Tyrod, or Rattler. I suppose I would go Wentz, but that's a tough call. Very, very close call. John, appreciate you, 10-teamer. Taylor, Cook, CD, Ferguson, flex. Should I go Johnston or Vidal in the flex? Probably Johnston is the safest play, but that could go any which direction, my boy. I like Vidal a little more than the average Bear this week, just because that offensive line's going to be blocking better now. Hey, Smitty, I'm 3-4. Do I make any moves? This squad looks pretty standard for the heavy wide receiver. Do you take the risk and ride out the running back room or make a trade with the wide receivers? I think Travis Hunter and maybe JCM, Travis Hunter, maybe Genty and Travis Hunter could get you one bigger, stronger, better running back. But I think, you could also try and get Travis Hunter or Derrick Henry or Barkley or ETN even, and take a gamble. Make sure you try and get Tootin using Travis Hunter. That would probably be the way I would look first, and then I would consider Genty and Hunter for a slight upgrade. PPR, Vidal or Dowdle. I'm gonna go Dowdle. Dowdle for sure. Sheesh Coin with a $50 hauler. Sheesh, appreciate your 50, my man. Dropping the wad.
Give me $50 holler.
John Candy over in the corner. Appreciate you, Sheesh Coin. 0.5 PPR, 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, 1 flex. 4-2 was offered Bucky plus McBride for Igbuka and Judkins. Woo! I think I would probably take Igbuka and Judkins without much of a hesitation. Partly because you're without Bucky for 2 weeks, right? You've got Judkins and Igbuka, just tons of firepower. Love McBride, but he's volatile to Kyler's play and that potential revolving door at QB. I like the move, and boy, Buka and Judkins sure give this team for Buka Judkins. So yeah, so you're putting Igbuka in your lineup though already, and Judkins. So I'm 4-2 was offered, but you're showing this team already. I'm wondering if you mean it flipped. So you know what side I like more, but I like this team with Buka and Judkins in it with Bijan. It's fantastic. Maybe trade Scary Terry and Dobbins together for one slightly better one player. Start Hubbard or Mason. I'm going to go Mason. Full PPR, Aaron Jones or Woody Marks. I'm going to go Woody Marks. We don't know what Aaron Jones is going to do. Vidal, trust your gut, though. Anything can happen. Vidal or Kamara. I think I go chat, Vidal or Kamara. Can we get at least 10 votes on this one? J10, it's so close. I want to have the chat decide this one because you need groupthink. Vote on that one if you could, please. Kamara or Vidal. Love the show. Bucky for Olave. I'd rather Bucky. Not sure I can wait. I'm 4-3. I think you can wait. You're 4-3. It's not the end of the world. If you were 1 or 2 wins, I'd understand. But everybody thinks they're in more dire straits than they are. 4-3, you can wait. One of these weeks is just a natural bye week. So he's out 1 game and then a bye week, which honestly, I like Olave a lot. Trust your gut. If your gut says Olave is going to continue and never slow down, then go ahead and do it. If you think Olave is getting traded to the Buffalo Bills, which we're going to talk about in a second, Olave potentially on the move, Breece Hall potentially on the move, Walker potentially on the move. These are all players to talk about. Very, very, very tough, decision to make when you're talking about trading for a player on the spec that they're going to get traded. But I do believe Olave is probably the most likely to get moved because he requires a new contract essentially at this stage in the game. And so they're going to want to trade him and get something for him. And a team that brings him in is going to sign him to a lucrative big-time extension, and he wants that money now. So it's probably all in motion behind closed doors, or at least it's being talked about. So we'll definitely be talking about that in a second. But if we're trying to potentially talk this out right now for you in your situation, Bucky's just got more value. I don't mind getting Olave and something, but it's just not a deal I want to make. Try upgrading that offer a little bit. Okay. Trade Judkins for Kyron. I'd rather have Judkins by a hair. Just by a hair. It's pretty close. I like Kyron a lot. You guys know that. Love Kyron. Trade London and Rice for Amon-Ra and Derrick Henry. I would rather have, I'd rather have I think I'd rather have Amon-Ra and Derrick Henry by a hair, because I do believe in Derrick Henry moving forward, especially at his new cost of entry. Vidal or Chase Brown. Chat vote Vidal or Chase Brown. I probably lean toward Chase Brown slightly. I do like Vidal tonight a little bit. Trade my Nico plus Bill for Justin Jefferson. I would take Justin Jefferson personally because Nico's concussed right now. He can't stay healthy. Hasn't exactly balled out. McBride for AJB. I don't mind that one. That one seems very even, Steven, depending on your tight end situation. I don't mind either side of that. Just trust your gut. I would probably lean toward, I guess, McBride. Pick 2, Swift, Dowdle, Vidal, or Rashad White this week. I'm going to go Swift and Dowdle. White's a hard to sit, but I think those options are pretty damn good. We got nothing to it with the super chat. Appreciate you. Let's see here. Nothing to it. Where is it at? It's let's see, 5 and 2.5 PPR. Any moves I can do? Lamar, Dart, running back Saquon, Bill, Pollard, Chubb, Brashard Smith, Rashee Rice, Adams, Buka, Booty. Thanks, Smitty. Love the show. Show loves you back. 5 and 2. Let's see. I think if this was my team, I probably would keep the 3 wide receivers, Rashee Rice, Adams, Buka. I would probably consider holding Saquon, hoping that turns around, holding Lamar. You're 5 and 2. You're 5 and 2 without Saquon doing much at all, and you're 5 and 2 without Lamar the last few weeks. I think this is a team that can stay the course. I'm going to say stand down for the most part. Would I trade something like Bill or Pollard and Gadsden maybe to just get some sort of running back upgrade or bump somewhere? Like, let's say you could take a gamble on an ETN and then he comes back into form. I think I'd do that. I'd trade Gadsden and make that move. But that's the only thing I would consider. I think yours is pretty much a stand down squad. So I would say yeah. Let's go ahead and maybe try and move Gadsden and Bill or Pollard. Maybe Dart too. Maybe the QB needy team out there can help assist you in getting that ETN. ETN would be a good buy low. Bill, Pollard up to Derrick Henry, using Gadsden, using Booty. Those would be all good moves. ETN looks like he'd be a real solid target, and so would Scattaboo if you could get Scattaboo for that. But it depends. Some people will pay a lot for Gadsden right now. Some people won't pay anything. Starting Gadsden, pick 2, Hawkinson, Fannin, or Leggett. I would say probably Fannin and man, I don't know. Chat, Hawkinson or Leggett? Hawkinson or Leggett? Vote on that one, please. I Fannin for sure, but these are really, really bad options. But I just told you, man, I'm struggling with the same thing. A lot of us are struggling with the same thing with this week. $20 hauler here from Mark Cleveland. Another 20 wad. Mark, appreciate you. Good buddy, good pal. Let's see if we can help Mark out. Let me hit this $20 hauler for the last 2 super chatters that dropped the 20 wads. We had Mark Cleveland and Nothing to It. Nothing to It, if you have a follow-up at all, I'd love to help you further because I feel like I didn't give you much. But if you have like a follow-up, I'll search for you in a second. Thank you, Mark Cleveland. Appreciate you for the super chat, young man. Mark Cleveland said, start 2, Pickens, Debo, Johnston, Mariota, Superflex. Debo, Johnston, Mariota. Probably going to go Johnston right now and Debo. Make sure you have a backup plan if Debo doesn't play. So, Mariota is hard to count on, though. Well, you could just go Mariota, I guess. So, yeah, I would say Johnston, and then we play it by ear on the Debo. Right now, I lock Debo in. If Debo plays, I'm playing Debo. So, good options, though. I've seen people with a lot worse options than that, Mark. Let me know if you have another question, Mark. That wasn't That wasn't super crazy, so I'd love to help you with another question. Starting Chase Brown or Swift? I'm probably going to go Swift right now, ride the hot hand, but I do love Chase Brown rebounding a little bit with Flacco getting his feet under him. Should I swap Jordan Mason here before the game for one of them? I'm sorry, you're starting. Okay, I was ranking Swift and Chase Brown, but you're starting both of them. Jordan Mason or Chase Brown? I think I go Chase Brown with Aaron Jones returning and it being a Thursday night game. But chat, vote on that one. Chase Brown or Jordan Mason. Jordan Mason, Chase Brown. Please vote for Nick on his flex option or his other running back spot. 2 wide receivers, Diggs, Keenan Allen, or Higgins. I'm going to go probably Higgins and Keenan Allen. Pick 3, Chase Brown, Rachaad White, Dowdle, JCM, or Woody. I'm going Chase Brown, Rachaad White, Dowdle. And Superflex, Mariota, or one of the other running backs. It depends on your scoring. If your scoring is very, very conducive to quarterback scoring, like if it's very friendly, if the quarterbacks that are playing very okay, but not amazing, outscore running backs that have like 12 points, then you got to go with the quarterback. But sometimes Superflex QB scoring is not all that, lucrative when you're talking about Mariota's versus even like a Woody Marks. But I'd say Mariota's probably the lean. So you're going to have to kind of dig into your scoring a little bit. Just kind of look at what a couple quarterbacks, like look at Penix Jr. Do I think Mariota could score like Penix Jr.? Yeah. So if Penix Jr. is outscoring a player like, how do I think Woody will play this week? I would say look at I don't know. Damn it. Who would be a good comp? I guess look at like Pollard and players like that the last handful of weeks and see where they level up. Someone offered me Kenneth Walker for JCM. I'd rather have Kenneth Walker by a country mile. Do I pick up Tez? I like Tez. Would you drop Chubb, Pacheco, JCM, or Monangai? Probably Chubb if I had to pick one to drop. Thank you, Curry. Appreciate you. Curry to the moon. 10-team full PPR. Hurts, Taylor, James Cook, CD, Rice, Ferguson, Johnston, Stafford on my bench. Should I trade Stafford, Cook for Lamar, Henry? 2 and 5. Stafford and Cook for Lamar, Henry. I would take Lamar Henry, and it's not even close, bro. It's not even remotely close. That is such a good trade on the Lamar side of that. Debo, Woody for my flex. I'd probably say Debo for now. We just have to monitor that news. Rate my super flex team. Josh Allen, Penix, Achane, Bijan, Drake, Rice, Debo, Booty, Marks, Ollie. I like the squad a lot. I mean, in a super flex league, look, it's really good. I mean, your wide receivers are off the hook and Rice and Drake. You got Bijan and Drake bye week free. Achane's playing lights out. Debo and Marks can't really do any trades yet, but maybe if Marks or Hendy do well, you'll either want to play them or you'll be able to maybe couple them with Debo to get a slight upgrade. Would I trade Debo in right now for any players? I probably would, like an ETN if somebody's panicking on that and they think he's going to 0. I'd rather have a player like Adams, but you're not going to be able to do that straight up. So is there a player, like, is there somebody, like, could Hendy get that swap done? I don't know. Would I rather have a wide receiver like Lad McConkey over Debo? I think if I could do some other creative 2-for-2 using, let's say, Booty or Marks or Ollie to maybe the Achane. Oh, you have Achane. To Hendy, to the Stevenson owner. Anything that's creative. Debo, Hendy for, let's say, Lad and something or JMO and something. I'm very intrigued by buying low on JMO and Lad. Debo, I just don't know what his value is going to be moving forward. I certainly don't get rid of Debo for free. But I am intrigued to get rid of Debo for the right price and buy low on players I do think will have good, strong finishes to the year. Another player that comes to mind, obviously Pickens, right? So if you could trade Hendy and Debo for Pickens, I would do that. Hendy and Debo, and I love Hendy, but I'm interested in that. Debo for Flowers, straight up, I'm interested potentially in that. I think Flowers could be a nice little go-get player for the remainder of the season. Not saying he's ultra consistent, but I do think he'll be pretty decent. 7, appreciate you with the super chat. Have Achane, Vidal, Hampton, Buka, Worthy, Garrett Wilson, Hunter, McBride. Trade Garrett Wilson for JCM? Absolutely not. And as for any trades, I'd probably say, looking at this, you'd maybe want to shop Garrett Wilson still, but not for that. Garrett Wilson or Worthy or Hunter. and maybe a Hampton Vidal combo. I don't know if I'd trade Achane. So Worthy, Garrett Wilson. I mean, I guess I'd trade Achane for an upgrade into like a Bijan Gibbs or JT or something, but I don't know that I'm wanting to get rid of Buka or anything. So it would be, could Worthy or Garrett Wilson get that done? Probably not. With this team, Hampton Vidal's pretty secure. But if I could trade that combo, Hampton Vidal with Worthy, Garrett Wilson, or McBride, or Hunter for one monster, I would. I'd try and keep McBride for a separate trade. Like, let's say you could trade McBride and something small for JJ. And let's say you could trade Worthy and Vidal and Hampton for like a Henry and something. Like, those two moves would be kind of creatively awesome in terms of moving the team around a little bit, diversifying up. Debo or Addison, probably go Addison for right now. Start one tight end, start one Fanning, Gadsden, Kincaid. Probably Gadsden right now. It's Thursday. We always say -5 points to start off on a Thursday player. So, Kincaid would be nice if you knew he was totally healthy and ready to rumble, but we don't really have that information fully, so we're kind of hoping that he's fine. But I'd probably go Gadsden off a big game, bro. Smitty 3 and 4, Love, Lamb, Igbuka, Golden, Pacheco, Harvey, Debo, Hendy, Manungai. This is let's see, when's this game kicking off here? They're coming out of the tunnel. JD5, trade Lamb for Gibbs or hold. I'd rather Gibbs. I love both these players near equally, but I like Gibbs just a little bit more. I definitely would make that trade. And I'm considering, a Bucky for Henry in a 3 and 4 situation. If you can get more, I get more. But those would be two. The first move, your move, would be great. You could also trade Bucky for a wide receiver if you went ahead and did that trade. So maybe a wide receiver for Bucky, if we're going to go that route, which would probably be smarter. You could look at AJB. I would look at London bye week free. I would definitely look. You're not going to get Rashee Rice. Adams in something, but I definitely think your team looks really, really solid. Start Herbert or Daniel Jones. Thursday night, scare the hell out of me, man. I'm gonna say Daniel Jones by a hair, but it's not that I'm very, very confident in that. Chat, vote Daniel Jones or Herbert. Daniel Jones or Herbert. Thursday quarterback starts are always a little bit tough. Vikings can be tough. But they also can, it's not like they got lit up last week. So PPR on a streak, 3 and 4, Mahomes, Dart, shop Dart to a QB needy team, shop Bucky and Dart to a QB needy team. See if you can get into something. Bijan, Chase Brown, again, Henry for Bucky. I've been recommending all week if you can get the right combo back, like Henry and something if possible. I also don't mind sitting on Bucky. 3 and 4 is not devastating. And, you've got Vidal, you've got Chase Brown. You'll survive this week. The bye week next week, and then Bucky's back, we assume. Rice, Debo, Worthy, fantastic. Gadsden, I like it. The squad's looking good. Travis Hunter. So I'd probably say for this team, JJ owner has Jameson Williams. Henry owner has Olave and QJ and is 1 and 6. I'd probably say... let's see, Henry. So Henry owner, Olave and Henry for Bucky would be awesome. I just don't know if the Henry owner devalues Henry that much. If they do, I'd take that. I would take Olave and Henry. That would be fantastic. The JJ owner is Jameson. Well, I would definitely trade Bucky for JJ straight up. And if I had to give something else with that, like let's say Gadsden, and you had to figure out something else at tight end, I would. Would I give Vidal? Yes. Would I give Woody? Yes. Would I give Chase Brown? I think if you made it a little bit more of a complicated deal and got an additional player, like let's say you got JJ and JMO for Chase Brown and Bucky, I could get behind that. That would be an intriguing offer. And I still really like JMO at his new practically free cost of entry. So, understand what we're talking about there. JMO is not somebody that anybody should be going and getting at a high cost of entry, like whatsoever. But I love getting JMO at the right price. The right price is practically free. Start Addison or Mason. I'd start Addison, personally. Chat, vote if you think you'd rather start Mason over Addison, but I would go with Addison. Addison gets tons of targets. He's really, really solid. All right, let's see here. This game is about to kick off. How many people we got in the building? We have about 500. Let's take some phone calls real quickly.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Dial into the bentonprint.com phone line. The owners of the attic.shop will be giving away a hoodie here. You know, on Halloween, it usually gets cold right around Halloween in Arizona. It's kind of crazy, like clockwork. Right around the 31st of October, it just starts to get colder. Now, not cold to a New Yorker, but it goes from freaking hundreds of degrees down to like sometimes the 60s and 70s. And so you can start wearing like a hoodie or a sweater or a jacket or whatever, or joggers instead of having to be in shorts because you're sweating out your rear end. And so I'll start wearing the hoodies. I'll wear the hoodie we're giving away. We're giving away this hoodie right here from the attic.shop. It's the yellow spider. All of these hoodies from the attic.shop, the owners are bentonprint.com. So any of your business printing needs, whether it's t-shirts like the attic.shop, which again, Benton Print owns, we'll be giving away the yellow hoodie here very, very soon. I'll wear it, show it to you, and stay tuned for that. Phone caller 617, you're live as quickly as you can ask me the question. No full team breakdown, bro. We got to roll through the phone line quick.
Real quick, Jordan Mason or Woody?
Jordan Mason or Woody? Chat, can we get a vote real quickly? At least 10 votes. Mason with Aaron Jones back, or Woody, who caught a touchdown snag. Looked really good. Kind of looked banged up on that play, but apparently everything's fine. There's nothing being really reported about him being hurt. He just looked like he got kind of just rocked during that play. But vote. We got Mason, Woody, Mason, Woody, Mason, Woody. Wow. It's kind of Mason. Mason's winning, I'd say 60%. So what would I do?
My gut.
Yeah, go with your gut. I think when it's that close. All right, thanks, bro. Later. Next caller up. They hung up. Rome Odunze or Rashad White. I would take Rome Odunze for now, but that's a tough call. It really is. Hawkinson Fannin. I'm going Fannin by a hair. Thank you for the super chat. Got offered Swift for Rico and JMO. I'd rather have Rico and JMO. I don't know. I mean, Swift's playing great, but I love Rico. Chat, vote Rico and JMO or Swift. This is a gut call to Ortiz because I don't think I'm just that quick to say Swift is that. I mean, he's playing out of his mind, sure, but so was Rico, and Rico still got 17 totes. You know, so I'm gonna say Rico, but real close call. And Trey Buka and Cook. Let's see. Hold on. I got to put that one back up on screen. What was that? Roma, Dunze, Rashad White. I did that one. Rico, trade Buka and Cook for Gibbs and Sutton. I'd rather have... Wow, that one's tough. Can we get a vote on that one? Gibbs and Sutton or Buka and Cook. Buka, Cook, Gibbs, Sutton. Please vote on that one while I take this call. 808 as quick as you can do it. Go. You're live.
Joe Smith has been out, or Ben. You said trade the Lamb for Gibbs is good. What if I trade Bucky for JJ?
Yeah. I even said that one too. Yeah, Bucky for JJ. I've been saying that all night. Bucky for JJ. Now, if you got to give up a little bit more, I'd still do that because you got JJ. Like a little bit.
Who would I give up for Bucky? Like give him Golden or Debo?
If you did Debo, I'd try and get something back because Debo's a pretty decent piece. I mean, he isn't playing well right now, but Gibbs side won the vote, by the way, and I kind of agree with the chat on this one. I think Sutton's good enough to say that we stay with the Gibbs side. Yeah, if you do Debo, get a little bit more back. You got to.
Okay.
But if you can pull both those off, that's unbelievable. That's like league winning stuff right there, bro.
All right, Smitty.
All right, go get Gibby.
All right, mahalo.
All right, later.
Man.
Appreciate you. Okay, $20 hauler from Z. Z, appreciate you. Lineup is Herbert, Brees, Judkins, Amon-Ra, Nico. Let me hit the $20 hauler button.
Alert. Super chat alert.
That's my boy. Lineup is Herbert, Brees, Judkins, Amon-Ra, Nico. Should I trade Nico for Henry? I don't mind this. I'd try and get a little bit more because I feel like you can. Because Henry hasn't played well. Now, Nico's played okay. He's played good, not great. He hasn't earned his number 8 overall ADP, but he scored, 3 touchdowns? He's done, I think it's 3. I think you could just command a little bit more. But I like where you're headed, and I agree. I do like this move. Keenan Allen on my bench. Yeah, I mean, I like the move. I'm just trying to get more. Fair market value does command you get more. Herbert tonight or Dart on the Sunday. I think I go Dart on Sunday. Chat, vote Herbert or Dart. It's Thursday night. Vikings, I know they've been lit up and also shut down people as well, so it's kind of tough. Traded Bo Nix, Chase Brown, and Dowdle for Bucky and J-Mo. I could get behind this depending on the quarterback depth that you had, but there's nothing wrong with that trade. If you had a good QB situation and Bo is a backup, then I'm fine with that. Getting rid of the Bo side. Trade my Jacobs for Scattaboo and Igbuka. I'd take Scattaboo and Igbuka and run, bro. Absolutely. That's fantastic. Scat's very underrated. Do I start Addison or risk it with AJB in my lineup? I'd probably risk it with AJB, assuming you got like other options you can go with. Yeah. I did Chase Brown and JCM for AJ Brown. I'm fine with that. Only had Igbuka, George Pickens, and Debo at wide receiver, which isn't great, but I feel like I need another big wide receiver. I like that move a lot. That's fine. That's fine. Trade Brees for Dobbins. No, thank you. No, thank you. I own RJ Harvey. Doesn't really matter. I'd rather have Brees Hall. You know, cuffing that situation doesn't make Brees Hall I'd rather have Brees Hall. Get out from Brees and got Broncos backfield locked up. No thanks. No thanks. Chad, if you disagree, please let him know whether you'd rather have Brees Hall. Game is just kicked off. Bo Nix or Lamar Jackson. Come on. Come on. Kyle, you know the answer to that. I love Bo Nix, but you're not sitting Lamar Jackson. And then 3 and 4 was offered Gibbs McBride for CMC Kelsey. Roster is Lamar. So Gibbs and McBride over CMC Kelsey by a lot. Absolutely take that side. Thank you for the super chat. Okay, this game's kicking off. We'll watch this drive and then we'll be out of here and then come back for the recap show. Rome Adunze or Rashad White. I'm going Rome Adunze. I like both options, but I'm going Rome. Rome feels like the much safer option. I think I might have already answered that one. This one here from Scott. Scotty boy. Traded Chase Brown for Olave, trying to improve my flex option. I'm fine with this kind of Olave move. I'm fine with it. And again, we don't know if Olave is getting traded. We haven't really even talked about that too much. We mentioned it at the front. There's not much to go off. It's just rumors and news. Where do I think Olave could go if he ends up getting traded? We can definitely have that discussion as Wentz is in the shotgun and tosses that over to Aaron Jones, who does not catch the football. Thoughts on Leggett as a spot start this week? A very vague question, Senior Rojo, because I have no options or alternatives. My thoughts on it, he's okay. You know, could you have a better option? Maybe. I don't know. If I knew those options, I could tell you whether it was a good spot start or not. In general, it's okay. It's not something I'm excited about. Like, yes, you know, he's been one of those players that's been very, very hard to trust. And he's certainly not, you know, delivered upon the upside that we feel like he kind of always had, especially walking into that rookie year. He was a pretty exciting player to root for. As for Olave, where are the likely Olave landing spots? Probably say that Olave going to Buffalo seems like the most likely scenario that we kind of feel like is in the cards. Olave going to the Pittsburgh Steelers because they continue to speak about wanting more wide receivers all the time. Whenever a player's name gets tossed out, some of it's rumor mill, but it's always Pittsburgh involved. And they've got playoff aspirations, and certainly what other landing spots do you guys like Olave in? New England is probably the lead dog for any fantasy community or any person that has a brain. This would be the most logical choice. If I had to predict where Olave is going to be, I would say it's either going to be New England or New York with the Giants. But they have neighbors. It's not like New York. You can't even read that. It's not like New York is in dire straits really for the long term. But they also feel like they're working towards something right now and feel like they need to make a move. So I think New England and New York being such surprisingly well-playing teams this year, they're in the mix. This would be my Olave prediction. New England, number 1. That would be my number 1 prediction. Giants, my number 2 prediction. Pittsburgh, my number 3 prediction. And Buffalo, my number 4 prediction. Now, as far as running backs go, Brees, your guess is as good as mine. KC makes sense. I don't know if KC will do it. I think KC should do it. But I think New England is the likely landing spot here for Olave. We'll be doing a breaking news show. I can see it now. Chris Olave traded to the New England Patriots. Drake May just goes up again in value. Everything we hear about Drake May is just boom, 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 building. This guy's just getting better, stronger. He's eating spinach. We need a Drake May video. I think we need a Drake May video where he's just eating cans of spinach after cans of spinach. And Achan walks over and hands him a case and says, I don't eat all of this. You can have some. Seattle, I don't know, maybe. 2-5 non-PPR love. Kyler, Genty, Hall, Harvey. Garrett Wilson, Puka, Rice, BTJ. What do I do at this point? Helps me. So you probably roll with Love for now. You could always look for a quarterback upgrade. Genty is solid. I'd trade Hall and Garrett Wilson, Hall and BTJ, Hall and Marv for one JJ, for one Nico injured, for one Buka, who for some reason people want to get out of half the time and half the time they don't. That would be my move would be those 3 guys. Wentz just throwing the ball up into oblivion. 4th and 1. Disappointing drive there. Wentz looks beaten down. Every time this guy walks off the field, it looks like he's barely getting to the sideline. I almost prediction here. Wentz doesn't finish the game. You know, and if he does somehow finish this game, he's not finishing the next game if he plays. Like Wentz is not built to last more than 4, 5, 6 games. He just can't. Wentz is not able to last more than probably. He's not built to last more than like 8 quarters. But even if he gets through that, it's like you're on borrowed time with Wentz. Wentz finishing this game, I'd be more surprised if we had 3 kickoff returns for a touchdown in this game than Wentz finishing the game. And like I said, if he finishes this game and is blessed to play another one, I highly doubt he finishes the next game. The odds, find me the odds and I'll put money down on it. Trade Igbuka, Rice, Penix for Judkins, BTJ, Lamar. Igbuka, Rice, Penix, Rice and Igbuka are great. Judkins, Lamar, BTJ. Give me the Rice, Buka, Penix side. And then I try and upgrade Penix in a different way. So I'm going to say negative on this one. Ghost Rider, don't do it. Don't do it. It's super flex. Wait a minute, down at the bottom. As I'm reading through it. This makes a big difference. Big difference if it's super flex. Chat, are we going Lamar and Judkins and BTJ or Buka, Rice, Penix? I think you almost got to go Lamar in a super flex. That's a totally different ball game. Lamar's top 5. The wide receivers, as much as we love Rice and Buka, they're borderline top of round 2 players in super flex draft. You know, so I think you got to take that quarterback situation. And Judkins is still, close to one of those wide receivers. So really, it's like the gap is does BTJ ever return to form this year? I don't know. I would say Lamar, but yeah, just because of Superflex. That's the only. If it was non-Superflex, we'd be laughing our rear ends off at that trade. Help Coleman. All right, this one here from Never appreciate you. 5-2, 12 team, Gabe Pickens and Saquon for JT. Team is now JT. Okay, so Pickens, Saquon for JT. Love it. Fantastic trade. Might be getting JMO off waivers. Get JMO off waivers. You've just improved your team greatly. You've got a Super Bowl contending team. Consider Sharps and K9 in some trade if you can, but look for Adams. Look for a potential London. Oh, you got London, right? You already got London. Yeah, your team's good. Yeah, just keep an eye out for a K9 and Sharps trade. Love Bowers. Wait on him. Not much you can move around though. This has to be like a 1-for-1. Adams for the 2 running backs, something like that. It's a good team. AJB for both running backs even. But that's a good squad, bro. Nice job. $20 hauler from Ray. Ray with the final super chat of the night. Then we'll be back for the wrap-up show.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Thank you, my boy, Ray. Ray says 12 man, 6-1. Got offered Bowers for T-Mac, Manungai, and Woody. I'd take Bowers. My team is below JSN, T-Mac, Bijan. Your team's fantastic. I do believe you're going to get Bucky Bijan. It's an unbelievable squad, JSN. Yeah, this is a no-brainer. This is 100% make this trade. Because Bowers, to me, what you're giving up, you're not even necessarily needing. Bowers, if he returns to form, returns to a bad offense that sucks. It sounds really bad on the surface level because he hasn't played well in it. We're blaming the offense for him not playing well, but it's really been the injury. We've seen one game where Bowers did great. If this team sucks and continues to suck, which it will, they're just going to throw the ball in the third and fourth quarter. Bowers will feast even in this situation. It's a home run trade, league-winning trade. Do the deal, do it now, do it live. Oh, man, Vikings picking off Herbs for a pick 6. Unbelievable. Pick 6, Minnesota Vikings defense. Rodgers picking off Herbs. Herbo throwing a pick 6. Oh, my goodness. Well, that was a good bench on the Herb call. Couple benching Herb calls tonight paid off already. Pick 6, Vikings up 6-0, about to kick an extra point. Well, you can't guarantee that extra point will be successful, but it's about to be 7-0. Wow, that was a horrible throw. I mean, Lad McConkey turned around and it was so far behind him. Lad had no chance, even got tripped up. Where was Herb throwing that ball? I don't care if you're throwing to a spot and not a player. You don't throw it with 2 defenders sitting right there. That was an awful throw. Official review for what? Did he got knocked down? Is that what they're reviewing? Oh, they're reviewing whether he caught it. Okay, he's under it. He's cradling it. It does kind of move. Ground can't cause the fumble, but it's got to be secured. This might be coming back. That ball does look a little loosey-goosey. I don't know. You could debate that it's like it moves, but he's still holding it. I don't know. He's cradling it, though. It's a tough one. It's moving, but is it, when it's moving, this is a tough call. Official review underway. Man, the Herbo and the Chargers looking out so badly. Bro, get under the ball a little better. You're a professional player. Come on, Rodgers. Get with it. Why would you let the ball? Why would anybody let the ground touch the ball? You're a professional. Cradle that thing. Get it in. Pull it tight. Roll down. Grab it like this. What are you doing? Why are all these rookie mistakes being made constantly in this league? Incomplete pass. Third down. Chargers. The script told them that this needs to go a certain way. the script has been...
The script strikes again.
Vegas says nope. Buka, BTJ, Dowdle for Lamb and Jalen Warren. That one's tough. Chat, can we vote on this one? Buka, BTJ, Dowdle, Lamb, Warren. Please vote on this one, please. All right, Herb's in the shotgun. Herb's in the shotgun. He's got 5 wide. Back to pass. Completion, Keenan Allen, first down. What a game-changing call. What a game-changing call. Oh, man. The game's going totally south at that point, but gets reversed. All right, everyone's saying Buka side. And I think I agree because I like Buka enough to say, like, Dowdle's. I think Dowdle could be league winning here. All right, guys, I'll see you after for the wrap-up show. Don't forget to get on over to the 24/7 live chat Patreon. That's where we're talking during the entirety of this game. We're just sitting in there in the live chat Patreon. I'll show you what it looks like here. It's you just click the link. It'll bring you right to it. I just dropped the link. I'll pin the link in the live chat right now. 24/7 live chat group. We're just inside this game day lounge chatting away the entire game. Don't forget to get your pair of blue light blocking gunners.
The Gunner Player of the Week. Brought to you by Gunner.com.
These are the gunners that I'm wearing right now. I'm gonna switch them out right now for the Fallout. I like the Fallout blue light blocking glasses. Let's go with these. I'll see you all later. Appreciate every single one of you. Deuce. I'll be back for the wrap-up show. We're live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Live whenever big news breaks, and live at midnight Eastern almost every single night. That midnight show will be a little bit early because it'll be this wrap-up show for tonight's game. See you all later.